Hello, everybody. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Azami. And if you're not new here, welcome back. So, guys, for today, I actually wanted to talk about something that has been on my heart heavy, like everything. And it's something that I have been experiencing very deeply the past month or so, past 2 months actually. And it is the healing that relationship bring. So, if you like what I have to say, make sure you like the video. And if you mess with me, make sure you subscribe. And if you have something beneficial and wonderful to share, make sure you comment. So, I made a video about healing in isolation. And when you are in isolation, the healing that you experience is basically being in your darkness and learning how to love yourself alone, learning what it means to be lonely and embracing that, embracing every aspect of you, and really, like, you know addressing what comes up that needs to be addressed, addressing your triggers, addressing you know just certain aspects of yourself that needs to be worked on and talked about and comprehended and understood within. So when we talk about like healing within a relationship, it's a completely different story, because now, okay, yeah, like you focused on certain triggers. Maybe it may be triggers from your family, maybe triggers from friendships in the past, triggers just from the past in general, learning how to make peace with your past, learning how to make peace with your shadow. So when you get into a romantic relationship or even a very deep and intimate friendship, just any relationship that is real, that is healthy, that is genuine and authentic, that thrives on unconditional love. When you get into that, you're now opening yourself up to being exposed by another person. And when we get into unconditional love, a lot of people like to say, yeah, like it's not real, it doesn't exist. The only unconditional love you have is for your family, for your children. And I just don't think that's true. I just don't think that's true. I have unconditional love nearly for everything. I have unconditional love for even people, like organic living conscious people, not people individualistically but holistically. I have unconditional love for the earth, and I do believe that unconditional love and love as a whole, of course, it's not completely easy, but it's a feeling that you can just fall into. Like, it's a feeling that you can just lay in and rest in. Like, yes, I love the earth. I accept this earth so immensely that I will give back to the earth to make sure that this this being, this entity, this embodiment is always thriving and well. And so I think about this in terms of my partner. I accept him holistically. I accept him for all of his flaws. There are things and actions that I just simply won't tolerate from anybody, from even my family. And me not tolerating something doesn't mean that I don't love it. I can love something and not be in it or be around it all the time. I can love something from a distance unconditionally because I accept this thing very holistically. I accept all parts of this thing. So I think, and I believe that that's what unconditional love is. And a lot of people, their love comes with conditions. Oh, I can't love this person because this person doesn't have this thing to provide for me. When my partner approached me, I didn't expect anything from him. Of course, I have my standards and I have my boundaries, and I expect everybody to treat me according to that. But if we got deep into a relationship and I figured out that this isn't the best thing for me, I wouldn't lose any love. We would just have to separate ourselves because now we know that this isn't beneficial to us. Right? And so the healing that relationships bring you is sort of mastering detachment in that way, mastering your emotions, and learning how to communicate them, as well as learning how to accept yourself from the fullest extent because these relationships will expose you, yet not your identity, not your character. I'm talking about you, your higher self on the inside. That's what these relationships expose. And so, whenever we get into a conversation where there's a version of me that needs to be addressed, I have to leave my identity alone and I have to tap in with my soul. Okay, these relationships exist on a soul level, and that's how you know it's real. When you can shed the identity in order to address the problem. And I'm a Leo. I got a Scorpio moon. I got a Capricorn rising. Ego is just my thing. Like, ego, I think my Capricorn rising definitely keeps me grounded and brings my Leo sign back to life. But at the end of the day, like, I I I I know exactly when my ego is in action and when my soul is in action. And so it's easy for me to identify that within others as well. And I do think that communication in these relationships on all levels is so necessary. You have to have a sort of deep understanding and understanding of your feelings and of your triggers, even to thrive in these relationships. Because if not, then you're going to allow your pride and your ego to get the best of you and separate yourself from someone who loves you unconditionally. And not to mention, unconditional love is rare in these streets. Not everybody is out here just loving you unconditionally. People think it's fake. People think it's not real. People come with certain expectations of how you should act, not towards them, just how you should act in general. Okay, there's a moral code that we all have that we believe and we associate people with the same or similar moral codes. But people expect there's a lot of people that will genuinely expect you to be a square for them. And of course you should have boundaries and expectations for somebody to treat you, but if they meet 80% of your standards, that's basically most of it. And that's why unconditional love is what it is, because you're accepting them and you're meeting them where in the areas that they in the areas that, I mean, okay, like, yeah, you don't have to do this. I would prefer it, but you don't have to. And you're accepting that about them, and you're choosing to love them anyways, because at the end of the day, we're all different as individuals. Not everybody is going to meet your standards 100%. Like not everybody's just gonna be that way. Like, people are their own individuals, and I think a lot of people don't really understand that when it comes to these relationships, and that's why people so easily get things like the ick. The ick doesn't really exist in real as relationships. The ick is just a made up thing in your head to force yourself to isolate again, and because you may not feel like you're deserving of love from somebody, from a real person. You may identify yourself too much with your ego to the extent where you expect somebody to be a complete uh alien, in a way, a complete perfect alien, and not just be a person, not just be naturally a person. And when people are too in their ego, they start identifying themselves with only the perfect things about themselves and not the darkness. And so that's why a lot of people are struggling to find pure relationships, because they haven't really met their darkness. And you have to really meet that, and you have to have an understanding of who you are and how to control your emotions and how to find balance within before you really jump into a relationship, or even before a real pure relationship comes your way. And you may even use your unconditional love in the wrong ways. Yes, you can accept somebody for who they are, but you also need to have your own boundaries. You cannot tolerate their BS behavior and disrespectful actions just because you understand them. And so this healthy relationship, this healthy bond is basically teaching me how to face myself in all ways, because this person is consistently around me, showing myself to me. So yes, I can act and I can be authentically and genuinely me, but then if there's something that I authentically do that is offensive to them, I have to receive them. I can't listen to respond. They can't make a point and I just be like, as soon as they make a point, I have something to deflect. No, I have to sit and I have to receive them. I have to hear what he has to say. I have to listen to him. I have to communicate effectively. And a lot of people are so confused. So why they can't have pure relationships? It's because you don't know how to do these things. You don't know how to sit down and shut the hell up when somebody else is talking. You consistently are combative. You always feel like you need to defend yourself. There's no point in your shield when you are being exposed. Nobody cares about your excuses either. They just want you to hold yourself accountable. And if you can't do that, if you have a narcissistic spirit latching onto you, if you're always the victim as well, then you're not going to be in any relationships of any great benefit. So, yeah. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for me. I love you guys. Thank you so much for 2,000 subscribers. I'm not there yet, but I'm finna be. But thank you guys so much for your support, for your understanding of my journey. I appreciate you all. I love you all. And you guys have an amazing and blessed day. All right. Bye.